My wonderful listeners, wonderful language educators, curious learners, and lifelong explorers of communication. Welcome to episode 121 of season 4 of the Languages Pedagogy podcast. I'm your host, Mike, and today we open this incredible season with a topic that's powerful, polarizing, and profoundly misunderstood: pronunciation. Now, don't roll your eyes or scroll away just yet. This is not going to be another dry, phonetics, heavy rundown of tongue positions and airflow mechanics. We're going deep, real deep. This episode is for anyone who has ever been told they sound foreign. For every teacher who's been afraid to correct a student's accent. And for every learner who's secretly whispered English words into their phone's speech recognition, just to see if Siri understands them. Teaching pronunciation, myths, methods, and mastery isn't just about sounds. It's about identity, confidence, cultural nuance, intelligibility, and the radical idea that perfect isn't always better. So, whether you're commuting, cooking, walking your dog, or just lying in bed with your headphones in, settle in. This is going to be a ride, and by the end of it, you just might see pronunciation in a whole new way. Let's get started.
Woo! Let's go!
Let's begin where most of us begin, with fear. Fear of sounding wrong, fear of being judged, or fear of being too foreign. And perhaps the greatest fear of all, the fear of never sounding like a native. This fear often shapes how learners approach pronunciation, and unfortunately, how many teachers address it. I want to challenge that narrative today. Let's break down the first myth. Myth 1. Good pronunciation means sounding like a native speaker. What do you think about this one, right? Soon we will be dropping a new episode with one of the great teachers, Anna. We're going to be talking about this. This is probably the most damaging belief out there. We've created this invisible hierarchy where the closer you sound to a native speaker, whatever that even means, the more successful, let's say it, quotation mark, you are. But here's the truth. Pronunciation is not about mimicry. It's about intelligibility, clarity, and confidence. You could spend years trying to suppress your accent and still feel like you don't belong. Or maybe you could shift your focus to being understood across global context and embrace your accent as a part of your linguistic identity. Think about international figures like Greta Thunberg, Arnold Schwarzenegger, or Malala Yousafzai. Do they speak English with perfect native pronunciation? No. Are they clear, confident, and globally understood? Absolutely. So, why are we pushing learners to erase their identity in favor of some mythical native standard? Let's be clear. Sounding native is not inherently bad. It can be a personal goal, no problem, but it should never be the default expectation or the pedagogical standard. And that brings us to first, teaching insight number 1. Shift from accent reduction to pronunciation empowerment. What do you think about this one, teachers? As teachers, we must make the switch from correcting accents to coaching for clarity. That means prioritizing rhythm, stress, and intonation over vowel minutiae. Teaching students how to pause, emphasize, and articulate confidently. Using real-world listening and speaking context to build awareness. I've seen students' confidence skyrocket, not because their accent vanished, but because they could finally make themselves heard and understood without anxiety. Let's tackle another widespread misconception. Myth 2. Pronunciation is just about sounds. Nope. That's like saying dancing is just about moving your legs. Sounds are the surface, but pronunciation is about suprasegmentals, rhythm, intonation, pitch, speech rate. Sociolinguistics, when to code switching, how to soften or stress meaning. Cultural awareness, how different communities interpret tone. Let me give you an example. The sentence, I didn't say he stole the money, can have 7 different meanings, depending on which word you stress. Try it. Stressing in didn't, then stressing in say, then stressing in he, and so on. That's not about vowels or consonants. That's about intonation and prosody. Skills most learners never get explicit instruction on. So, what's the takeaway here? Teaching pronunciation isn't just about articulation. It's about helping learners navigate the musicality of a language. Let's shift gears into the methods that work and some that don't. One of the most overused but underexplained methods is the IPA, the International Phonetic Alphabet. Not the IPA from a beer, right? Let's make it clear. Let's go to myth number 3. The IPA is essential for teaching pronunciation. I'm going to say something controversial here. Not every learner needs the IPA. Now, don't get me wrong, the IPA is a fantastic tool for those who are analytical, linguistically curious, or training as professionals. But let's be real. Most learners are overwhelmed by the symbols. They don't see how those ones actually are read, right? How they help them in job interviews or casual conversations. What they do need is mirroring and shadowing practice, chunk-based pronunciation training, target minimal pairs, and record and compare feedback loops. So, unless your student is geeking out over phonology, like some of us do, maybe just teach them how to hear the difference between think and sync without diving into the characters, right? The phonetic symbol, unless they are ready. Now, let's talk about the methods that can transform your classroom. This is for you, teachers. The game changers, shadowing. Have students repeat native speakers or native speaker audio with the same rhythm and tone immediately. It's less about what they say and more about how they say it. 2. Chunking. Teach fixed phrases and natural stress instead of drilling individual words like how are you. Teach the phrase how are you doing as one smooth unit. 3. Recording and playback. Let students record themselves, listen, and self-assess. They become more aware of their own articulation, and you are teaching them to teach themselves. 4. Musical mimicry. Use songs, lyrics, or spoken word poetry to practice pitch, stress, and rhythm. This is specifically or especially powerful for teens and adults who've lost the musicality of learning. 5. Pronunciation journals. Learners track their challenges and breakthroughs with specific sounds or phrases. Reflection leads to retention, remember that. 6. Visual phonetics. Use facial diagrams, mouth positioning GIFs, or even slow-mo video to show what the tongue and lips are doing. But here's a crucial point. No method works in isolation. Pronunciation mastery is about habit, daily, meaningful, low stress practice over time. You can't fix pronunciation in a single lesson or intensive weekend bootcamp. And you certainly can't master it by just reading pronunciation rules in a textbook. This is where the final M of our episode comes in: mastery. And this episode is sponsored by Broad Club Languages at MikeEnglishOnline.com, where learning has no limits. Are you ready to take your language skills, teaching career, or professional growth to the next level? Whether you're looking to master a new language, prepare for international exams, or enhance your teaching expertise, Broad Club Languages is here to help. At MikeEnglishOnline.com, we offer language learning for all levels and ages: English, Spanish, Portuguese, Russian, and more. English for specific purposes: business, academic, travel, and professional communication. International exams preparation: IELTS, TOEFL, CEFR, and beyond. But that's not all. If you're an educator, trainer, or aspiring teacher, we also provide workshops and seminars on pedagogy, educational psychology, motivation, classroom strategies, and innovative teaching techniques. Teacher training programs to help you stay ahead in the ever-evolving world of education. Expert insights on language acquisition, student engagement, and modern teaching methodologies. At Broad Club Languages, we don't just teach, we empower, inspire, and transform. Whether you're a student, a teacher, or a professional, we help you unlock opportunities, confidence, and success. Visit MikeEnglishOnline.com today and start your journey toward mastery, because learning is a lifelong adventure, and we're here to guide you every step of the way. Ready to level up? Click the link in the description and join Broad Club Languages today. Mastery is not perfection. Mastery is adaptability. True pronunciation mastery doesn't mean sounding American, British, or Australian. It means sounding clear, confident, and adaptive. In a variety of contexts, of course. It means being able to slow down your speech when you sense confusion. It means knowing how to switch from formal clarity in a meeting to casual rhythm at a bar. It means understanding why people misunderstand you and how to adjust without losing your identity. It's not about erasure. It's about expansion. It's about becoming the kind of speaker and teacher who understands that sound is not just phonetic. It's relational. It's social. It's human. And now, a moment for the teachers. To all of you teaching pronunciation out there, whether it's explicitly, indirectly, or just when your students ask, "Did I say that right?" Remember this. You are not just teaching syllables and stress marks. You are helping someone be heard in a new language. You are shaping how they show up in the world. That is powerful work. Be kind, be strategic, be curious, and most of all, be authentic. You don't need to sound like a native speaker to teach pronunciation. You need to be a coach, a model, a listener, a mirror. Pronunciation teaching isn't about speaking perfectly. It's about helping others speak freely. As we wrap up this episode, I hope you're living with a deeper, richer, and more human understanding of pronunciation. It's not a checklist. It's a conversation. It's not a performance. It's a relationship. So go out there. Teach sound, teach rhythm, teach expressions, but more than anything, teach courage. The courage to speak, the courage to be understood, and the courage to sound like yourself. Until next time, remember, language is not just what we say, it's how we say it.